Hey everyone, and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to get into Google Circles, and I'm going to break down the different elements that you see here on the profile. So I want to try and keep the first video is a little bit long. I want to try and shorten these up a little bit so that you can just kind of breeze through them and reference them quite quickly when you come back. So specifically in this video, what I'm going to cover is Google Circles. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. So here I am on the profile page. And so let's go ahead and click on circles. Now this is going to be, it might be a little difficult to follow because I don't have anybody in my circles right now, and I don't know of really anybody that could instantly add to this account that I could get to show up. But between the PDF and between this video, I really hope that this gives you a real clear understanding of what these are. Think of it this way. With Facebook, a huge problem, a huge reason why a lot of people abandon it is because there's no segregation or separation between, like your boss, people at work, and then your friends. So for all those people who fall into a specific age group or specific mentality that are going out and partying and doing whatever over the weekend, well, there's going to be pictures taken. There's going to be some inappropriate stuff done. It's almost a guarantee. So what happens is a lot of those people's friends, they come back Monday and they're like, oh, hey, and they tag everybody from that photo. And they say, look how stupid John was, or look how stupid Bill was. And guess what? Then the boss sees it, and he sees that you're actually quite irresponsible, and that, he feels that that's a direct reflection on your character, and he judges you, and a lot of times you get fired. I'm sure you've heard that story. That's been a huge thing with both Twitter and Facebook, is watch what you say, watch who you have as a friend and who's in your groups, because it could damage your reputation or your job, etc. So obviously Google, here's Google in the background. They're, witnessing all this. They're seeing all this. And so one thing that they came up with, which again, you gotta appreciate because it's genius, is that what this allows you to do with circles is it's very easy. They give you stock circles here that you can start with, but you can go ahead and create your own circles as well. And so what that'll allow you to do is separate maybe friends and family so that they're not seeing the same things. Acquaintances, people that you just met, well, they're not quite friends yet, and they're not family, they're just acquaintances. So let's go ahead and start them there. And then as I get to know them better, maybe I'll add them to friends. And then, of course, there's following. So following could just be maybe you are going throughout Google+, and again, this is kind of a little thing that was borrowed from Twitter, I guess you could say, is when you're going through Google and you're finding all these other Google+ accounts, maybe you got somebody who's into the same things as you, so maybe you just start as following them. Or maybe movie stars, as Google+ starts to grow, I'm sure the whole famous scene and all the Hollywood actors and blah 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 will come and get their own accounts. So those are the people that you would probably fall under following. Okay, the next thing I want to point out is as I hover over, you see it gives the name of the circle, and it says circle with 0 members. And then it gives you a little insight as to, again, what people you might want to put there. People you don't know personally, but whose posts you find interesting. Okay? Acquaintances, it does the same thing. Good place to stick people that you've met but aren't particularly close to. This is really just the same thing that I said. Okay? So it gives you all that here. And then also what it does is, here's create new circle. So let's say we wanted to do plugin users, or more specifically, let's say, well, we don't want to, I don't know if they'll like if I have Google Plus written in there, so maybe we'll just do, pop-up plugin users. So if I wanted to, be able to connect with, well, I do want to connect with all you guys that, purchase plugins and other products from us. So let's say I wanted to get that brought in with all my circles. Well, I'm going to make a circle for every single plugin that we have so that specifically I can connect with those people, maybe post updates. Maybe this is another quick way, because there is mobile apps that I can connect with you so that I can make sure you're getting the updates. Maybe you are starting to hate emails, just in general, or you don't check your emails every day. I know that some of my accounts kind of get flooded, so I do miss a lot of good stuff. And so I've personally moved over to mobile apps for some stuff, so that I can get a little bit different of a notification, and I'm not missing those things that are very important and I need to get. So I'm going to do the same thing with circles here. So I'm going to break it down into having a circle for each and every single one of my plugins. So there's an example there. Now let's take this to the local business idea. So let's say maybe first we'll start from the marketing firm side. So maybe you have business potentials, right? Maybe people that you've shot, let's follow some of Jerome's techniques here. Maybe people that you've shot introduction YouTube video for, and you've contacted them and emailed them and they haven't responded. Maybe you put those in a circle like no response. And then you've got the people that have responded, but you're only in like the first round of emails, or you haven't established an appointment yet, or you've talked on the phone yet, but you still aren't, they aren't sold on it, or so maybe put those in a circle that are very close, or need a little extra push, or something like that. Those are maybe some of the names that I would call those people. And then let's say you've got all the appointments set up. So I mean, you can almost use it from a marketing firm standpoint. Is you could use it as definitely a good separator, and it's tied into Google, which is what you're kind of doing with the, a lot of Jerome's techniques anyways. So that's a very good tie in there. So maybe the third group would be, appointment set, fourth group closed. I don't know how filtered you want to get with it, but it's definitely a very cool way to keep these people separated. It kind of works as your little social spreadsheet, so to say. And you can add all these people into address books. You can migrate them over to Yahoo, over to Hotmail, over to your other social networking properties. So, I mean, this is really when Google Plus takes off, this is going to be like your segue. I think this is really going to be like the foundation that seeds all your other social networking properties. And again, this is just opinion, but with how they have it structured, is they really have it structured to where it'll be the first stop for how you're adding people into social media, and then you're filtering it out to Facebook, to Twitter, to LinkedIn and everything else. LinkedIn, I don't really like to compare because it's not really social media or social networking site. It's a little bit different, and so that's why I exclude it a lot of times from when I talk about social networking and social media. And that's, again, just my opinion. But so that wraps up Google Circles. I could talk about it for 8-10 hours. I hope that gives you a clear understanding. Obviously you just saw me create a circle. It's very easy. As you start to add people and send out invites, and it even gives you ways to connect right here. You can upload from your address book. You can, as people are invited, it gives you suggestions. You can start to add them to your circles. So that wraps up this video. Stay tuned as we're going to dive into another video here.